We love it here.
When can we go back?
Hey, folks, welcome back to Lake George This Week, the show that keeps you in the know of everything that's happening in the Lake George region, the queen of American lakes. I'm Jim Mullen, your host, local enthusiast, and the guy who's counting down the days until the ice cream shops open up. Now, March is Women's History Month, and before we get into the events, I just want to take a second to appreciate all the amazing women in our lives. Women have fought for their rights for centuries: voting, equal pay, and the right to be right all the time. Like, I don't need an encyclopedia in my house because my wife knows everything. And let's not forget about the right to yell at us for our terrible driving. Fellas, let's be honest, no matter how good you are behind the wheel, if there's a woman in the passenger seat, you're driving the wrong way. You could be going the speed limit, using your turn signals, and obeying every traffic law written. But if she gasps and suddenly grabs the doorknob, you know you're in for trouble. Don't get me started on parking. You could park in the parking spot perfectly, lined up with laser precision. Still, she'll still shake her head like you did something wrong. Now, women fought for their rights, and honestly, I think they deserve it. Because if they can survive with us, so I salute to all you ladies, and just tell me the directions so I know where I'm going.
Hey! It's time for the local spotlight.
This week's local business spotlight is, of course, the Barber Parlor. Before we go any further, I'm going to give a shout out to the Barber Parlor. If you've ever wondered, how I managed to look podcast ready every week. First of all, thank you. Second of all, it's Jamie at the Barber Parlor. She keeps me looking sharp even when I don't deserve it. Go on the Booksy app to schedule your appointment. Tell them Jim sent you from the podcast, and she's going to give you the best haircut you ever got. Now on Saturdays, she's got a team in there for walk-ins, so you can just go in now and look them up in Hudson Falls. That's the Barber Parlor.
And now, the local spotlight.
Okay, the first thing we got coming up this week, like I said, it's Women's Month, so we got the International Women's Day March for Our Rights. Join us March 8th in Glens Falls for the International Women's Day March for Our Rights. We're rallying for equality, justice, and human rights. All right. Stand together in solidarity, hope, and collective strength. The International Women's Day taken to the streets to amplify the voices, celebrate the resilience, and recommit ourselves to the ongoing fight for equality, dignity, and justice for all the women and members of the LGBTQIA plus community. Whew. All right, now, Saturday, May 8th, 9 to 11 at 251 Glen Street, 251 Glen Street in Glens Falls, New York. The park facing the steps of the Crandall Library, the corner of the Glen and Bay Street, 251 Glen Street in Glens Falls, okay? Why we march. In challenging times, our unity is our power. The march is about reaffirming our unbreakable spirit, supporting and uplifting each other, sending a clear message that we will not be silenced, creating hope in the face of adversity, showing the strength of our community, okay? Women of all backgrounds, LGBTQIA plus community members, allies committed to equality, anyone who believes in human rights and social justice. That's who should come, right? Inclusive and trans-friendly. This march is a space of inclusivity, celebrating and uplifting of all women, including trans women, BIPOC, non-binary individuals, and anyone who identifies in the spirit of the movement. Together we will strive for equality and justice for all. Use the buddy system and make new friends. Let's all look out for each other, right? Together we are stronger. Together we rise. 251 Glen Street, 9 to 11. Bring water, comfortable shoes, signs with extras to share, and your powerful voice. Speakers, this Terry Wilhelm. She's an essayist, an artist, and a public policy advocate for the transgender community. Frida Toth, activist, environmentalist, feminist. Cam Cardinale, president of the Lower Adirondack Pride. Diana Palmer, Glens Falls City Councilwoman and candidate for mayor of Glens Falls. Jessica Chanise, author and activist. Nancy Turner, Glens Falls Third Ward Warren County Supervisor and Glens Falls Collective President. Featuring performances by Liv Dybus, Alicia Macer Van Scoy. Going to be some good music there. So let's come together and celebrate the community to amplify our message for a change and celebrate the power of collective action. All are welcome. This event is organized by the Glens Falls Queen team a grassroots organization founded on November 6, 2024 to make change at the local level. Thank you to DJ Young Pete and Wilhelm Entertainment for providing the sound system. You can't beat that. Okay, so that's the Women's Day March for Our Rights. You're going to check that out. Okay, check that out. You're not going to want to miss that. And it is Glens Falls Restaurant Week. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to be sure to check out quite a few of these restaurants. Now, we got some courses. This is the deal. You can, I guess you go online and buy the tickets for these and go to the restaurants and pick it up. So there's three prices. For $45, you can get 3 courses from this restaurant, or these restaurants: the Pharmacy, Fenimore's Pub, Mint, Morgan and Company, Park 26, Park and Elm, Radici Kitchen and Bar, and Southpaw Bistro. So those $45 for a 3-course meal. 3-course meal for $35, you can go to the Adirondack Winery, Tres Mijas, or Spargle on 9. Okay, that's for $35 for a 3-course meal. 3 courses for $25, Giovanni Fresco. And you can check out the menus and more info at glensfallscollaborative.com/restaurant-week. Okay, so you check that out. 3-course prefix dinner menus start at $25, $35, $45, and it runs until March 8th. So you got to get going on Sunday, right? Sunday, I guess Saturday or Sunday. We got to get going and get going on that. For sure, get that for the Glens Falls Restaurant Week. Good excuse to go to a bunch of restaurants, right? Okay, have you heard about Brooks Barbecue? Brooks House of Barbecue. Okay, now they do the traveling barbecue. They're going to be at Annunciation Church on Aviation Road, Our Lady of the Annunciation. Save the date, Tuesday, March 11th from 3 to 6 p.m. They'll be hosting the annual Brooks Barbecue $16 meal, which includes chicken, half a chicken, baked potato, coleslaw, roll, and butter. Visit the website below to purchase your tickets. Brooks Barbecue are often sold out. Don't delay. Get your tickets today. The website is Our Lady of the Annunciation.flocknote.com/sign-up/199708. Let's look at that again. Our Lady of the Annunciation 1. flocknote.com/sign-up/199708. That's what it says. You can always call directory and check that out there. The directory number is 518-793-9677. Again, 518-793-9677. I don't know. That's at 448 Aviation Road in Queensbury. Brooks Barbecue. Okay, now Maple Festival up at the Up Yonder Farms. Okay, now this is also food related, naturalist-led tours, walk around the sugar trail, a first-hand look at how you turn sap into syrup, tasting in the maple syrup. Okay, pretty cool with French toast sticks. Okay, you can't beat that. Join us for the naturalist-led tour, learning all about the science and history behind maple syrup. You'll see sap collection, learn about our sugar bush, and get a tour of our on-site sugar house. Yeah, pretty cool. Your tour will conclude with the tasting flight of golden amber and dark maple syrup served with French toast stick dippers. Sunday, March 8th, there's tours at 9:30, 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12, 1, 1:30, and 2. All right, it's a 45-minute, 1-hour naturalist-led tour, ending with the syrup tasting at the French toast sticks. Tours will include a walk through all the places I already said. The tour is suitable for guests of all ages who are interested in learning about maple syrup. Rates and reservations, $5 per person, in addition to $5 per vehicle, day use fee. Reserve your spot. Okay, yeah, check that out. UpYonderFarm.com. Upon arrival for your scheduled time, the remainder of the $4 person. So you pay $1 to reserve your spot, and the $4 will be charged when you get there. Please note the $1 reservation is non-refundable, so if you'll lose your dollar if you don't show up. Okay, there you go. Up Yonder Farms, the Maple Festival. Now, folks, I need your help. If you've enjoyed the show, do me a favor, share it with your friends and family. Sharing is caring. Post it on Facebook, send it in the group chat, scream it from a mountaintop, whatever works, because getting the podcast out there is going to help us to grow. And I'm always looking for guests to interview and sponsors for segments of the show. We want to keep the podcast growing. So if you know somebody that has a great story or a local business that wants some love, send them my email. Go to lakegeorgethisweek.com. Okay, we're still in hockey season. We're still in hockey season. Adirondack Thunder is doing a trifecta this weekend against the Wheeling Nailers. Okay, the Wheeling Nailers. Now, Friday night, let's see, they got special nights here. It starts at 7 o'clock, Cool Insuring Arena, One Civic Center Plaza in Glens Falls. $3 LeBlanc Blue presented by the Saratoga Eagles. So that's the special. Come and cheer the Thunder. $3 LeBlanc Blue lights. Okay, so you check that out on Friday. Now, Saturday, it's also at 7 o'clock. Cool Insuring Arena, One Civic Center Plaza, downtown Glens Falls. They've got the highlights on Saturdays, $4 Michelob Ultras, presented by Saratoga Eagle. Michelob Ultra koozie giveaway for the first 1,000 fans. Okay, so you're going to get a free giveaway of koozies and a special country-themed jerseys. Okay, so yeah, they're going to give out all of these good stuff. So you're going to have to check that out and get out there. They're going to have special country-themed jerseys on Saturday. Now, Sunday, let's see what they got going on Sunday. Sunday, the game is at 3 o'clock, March 9th, okay? And there's no specials on Sunday. Just come out and cheer the Thunder. You know, the games are great. You bring the kids. They get to go down and see the players when they come on and off the ice. My kids used to slap fives when the players came off. Used to throw your hat on the ice and pucks. You could get pucks and stuff. They get a lot of fun at the Cool Insuring Arena.
And now, local music news.
This week's local music news. Okay, we're going to the Strand Theater in Hudson Falls. My favorite place to watch music locally. Hudson Falls, New York. Back in Black AC/DC tribute. This is going to be Friday, March 7th, 8 to 9:30 at the Strand. Now, that's 210 Main Street in Hudson Falls. Okay. Grab your friends and get ready to rock out with the ultimate tribute band of the greatest rock band of all time, AC/DC. Okay, it's a true AC/DC experience. Okay. Experience electrifying performances and timeless classics made by AC/DC legendary band, Highway to Hell, Thunderstruck, all the good stuff. Expect a show filled with headbanging anthems, electrifying guitar solos. Going to be an epic night of classic rock anthems. Tickets are $25 for the balcony, $30 for the lower level, $50 VIP, and that includes a meet and greet with the band at 7:30, front row seating, and a raffle ticket for a chance to win AC/DC tickets at Gillette Stadium on May 4th. Okay, pretty cool for if you want the VIP. Enter in the raffle for the chance to win the AC/DC tickets. To be announced on March 17th. Tickets will be sold at the Strand during the show. So yeah, you can check that out. And the box office. Purchase your tickets online and get $5 off balcony tickets at Eventbrite ticketing link. Okay, go to Eventbrite ticketing link. Please go to mystrandtheater.org. Doors open in the coffee shop, box office and lobby at 6:30 p.m. Strand Theater is located 210 Main Street, Hudson Falls. Okay, that's the AC/DC tribute band, Back in Black. Okay, Friday, May 7th. And we're going to stay with the Strand. The Strand on Saturday night's got Aquanet. Okay, Strand Theater, Hudson Falls. While the Aquanet experience is anchored in the sound of the 80s metal bands like Bon Jovi, Whitesnake, don't expect a run-of-the-mill club band that just stands in the corner. Quite the opposite. This is one of the most decadent and colorful tribute acts today. Imagine Hollywood, the Sunset Strip, with bands like Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, all of that kind of stuff when they ruled the world. This is the scene Aquanet recreates night after night with the complement of lights and special effects. A full production of the 80s rock concert is brought to life on the stage. It's wild, flashy, and full of decadence that marked the 80s, right? It's the sound, the clothes, and of course the hair, but most of all, it's pure fun. Seeing is believing. Come on down and see the Aquanet. Truly experience unlike anything you've ever seen. Probably since 1991, Aquanet celebrated their 20th anniversary in 2020, so they've been around. $20 in advance, $20 day of show. Tickets are available at the Strand box office, cash or carry only, brown paper tickets. Okay, doors to the lobby coffee shop open at 6:30. mystrandtheater.org. You can get tickets there. Strand Theater is located at 210 Main Street in Hudson Falls. Love the Strand. Okay, it's really a classic place to watch a concert. You're gonna love it there. Now on Sunday, it is March and it is, of course, Women's Month, but it can't really deny that it's also St. Patty's Day is around the corner. So Strand on Sunday, March 9th, is the Druids. Okay, the Druids is direct from Ireland. Okay, they're right from County Kildare. They burst onto the music scene in 2008, and now they're an integral part of the Irish folk scene. The songs carry the story of Ireland. Songs with stories are delivered with a passion and conviction. The Druids are award-winning international folk band and the winners of the Best Live Act 2017 Irish Folk Music Awards. $25 general admission. Tickets are available at the Strand box office. Blah, 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 blah. Online tickets at Brown Paper Tickets. For the ticketing link, please visit mystrandtheater.org. The coffee shop and doors open at 1:30 p.m. on Sunday, 210 Main Street, Hudson Falls. And that is the Druids. Irish classic music. You're going to love it. I grew up on it. It's good stuff. Maybe they'll sing the Unicorn song. We'll see. The Park Theater is having a musical event. Okay. Louise Bichon, U.S.-based Scottish musician Louise Bichon, on March 8th, okay? Growing up in the culturally rich Orkney Islands, she has masterful blends of traditional and classical arrangements. Her work is thoughtful and complex, curious and playful. This is going to be March 8th, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Park Theater, 14 Park Street, Glens Falls, New York. There's a phone number, 518-792-1150. Again, 792-1150. Yeah, check that out. It's $15 to $20 depending on the seating. Yeah, check that out. Louise Bichon. Okay, we got a free day at the Children's Museum. Okay, we got a free day at the World Awareness Children's Museum. Visit the museum for a free day. Thanks to the Stewart Shops and Stewart's Holiday Match. This is March 9th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Donations are appreciated but not required. Free days are generously supported by Stewart Shops and the Holiday Match. Yeah, it's going to be a great time. You're going to go there and check that out, the fun day at the World Awareness Children's Museum. Now, what they got going on there also at the World Awareness Children's Museum on March 9th, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., the Wild Irish Acres Dancers will transport you and your family to the Emerald Isle during this special performance at the museum on Sunday, March 9th at 1 p.m. This program runs during the museum's free day and is open to the public at no charge, though donations are welcome. So you're going to get to watch some nice Irish dancing from 1 to 2 p.m. at the World Awareness Children's Museum, and that is at 89 Warren Street in Glens Falls. There's a phone number, okay? So 89 Warren Street in Glens Falls. The phone number is 793-2773. So 518-793-2773, and that's the World Awareness Children's Museum, the Wild Irish Acres Dancers. Okay, check that out.
Breaking news! This just in!
All right, before we wrap up this week's episode, I got something very serious to talk about. The ice cream season is about to start, right? So that's right. Next week, we're going to be opening up and looking at the ice cream stores that are opening up in the next couple of weeks. Who's opening first? You know, what are the best flavors? What are the best waiting times on the lines? And, because, Lake George is famous for a 40-degree ice cream cone standing outside. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's part of Lake George life. Spring is around the corner, so we just about made it. So get ready for sunshine, longer days, and more time outside. That's it for this week. Thanks for tuning into Lake George this week. Until next time, stay warm, stay safe, and remember, never argue with the woman. Life gets easier, and you'll be much happier.